Hello and welcome into another edition of the Arizona State Sun Devils Insider Podcast. My name is Kevin Hicks, and I am your lead beat writer for the Arizona State Sun Devils on SI. And I am so grateful to be joining you on this beautiful Tuesday morning. We are about 10 hours away, 9 hours away from Arizona State men's basketball, tipping off one of their biggest games of the season at home, Desert Financial Arena, against the number 13 Texas Tech Red Raiders. It's going to be a massively consequential game for both sides. Texas Tech is obviously looking to move up the ranks in terms of the AP poll and the tournament bracket. They have three of the best wins in all of college basketball this season over Duke, over Houston, and over Arizona. So they obviously can hang with and even beat the best in the nation. Well, the Sun Devils are currently looking to earn their first winning streak in midst of Big 12 play over their last two seasons of action in the conference. They are also looking to capitalize on a tournament case that is dimming a little bit, but is still alive, especially if they win this game. Uh, it's just a big, big, big week ahead for the Sun Devils. And um, I will be at the game covering it for each and every one of you. Without further ado, I really wanted to get into discussing today's big football news and what the implications are for the Sun Devils football program in the midst of it. So, if you haven't heard yet, the Arizona State Sun Devils are officially um, not going to play a non-conference game, a home and home series actually against the University of Texas. Texas reportedly requested a release of the games between the two teams set for 2031 and 2032. Uh, Florida did the same. They were scheduled to play in 2030, 2028, and 2031. The SEC teams are seemingly being drawn away from Arizona State. They had a provision in their home and home non-conference deals that SEC programs could back out uh, without penalty if the SEC decided to go to a nine-game conference schedule. That's exactly what the SEC decided to do, and now it seems as if the LSU game is in peril as well. It still seems like Arizona State and Texas Tech are slated to play in 2026 and 2027. But that might be the last time Arizona State plays an SEC team in non-conference play for a while. It's unfortunate. I still believe that Kenny Dillingham will um, really make the best of a situation that doesn't look awesome at the moment, but it's just a testament to the increased unpredictability of college football in the current state it's in. Um, it- Unfortunately, a lot of college football programs are now looking to protect themselves in non-conference play since the playoff field is expanded. Since it's a 12-team field, there are a lot of SEC teams that will have a case to make the playoffs on a year-to-year basis. And if they have a non-conference loss to an Arizona State team that could be competing for a playoff spot as well, that's not going to reflect well on those teams. So naturally, they're going to want to get out of the deal. And the nine-game SEC schedule gives them the perfect out to do so. Like I said, it's unfortunate. There's not a lot they can do about it at the end of the day. And Arizona State's moving forward without those teams on the slate. And that directly leads Arizona State to announcing a scheduling of a home and home in 2031 and 2032 against the Stanford Cardinal, which are obviously a former Pac-12 foe, now a member of the ACC. It's an interesting arrangement. Uh, let's see how it ends up working out. It's still several years down the road, but there is potential for this to be fruitful for both programs. So Arizona State and Stanford have a pretty even history in terms of who won the previous matchups. I believe Arizona State leads the series 17 to 16. Stanford has dominated quite a bit as of recent meetings. Stanford won two times in 2013. They won in 2014. They Wait, did they win in 2014? I believe they did win in 2014. Arizona State's last win against them, I believe, came in 2018. The 2021 win was vacated, so it doesn't count according to NCAA records. So it'll be nice to see an old Pac-12 foe on the gridiron about 5 years from now. It will bring back a little bit of nostalgia, I'd say. That's one of the pros of scheduling Stanford. One of the other pros is that hopefully by that time, Stanford will be a respectable program once again. It's not hyperbole to say that they've really fallen off over the last several years, uh, whether it's due to NIL, due to COVID, anything in between. They really have struggled over the last 5 years or so. But now they have Tavia Pritchard as their head coach. They have Andrew Luck as their general manager. They have good leadership in place for the future of this program. And the hope is that they are a strong program by that point. It will be a worthy tune up for Arizona State heading into Big 12 play. Still a long ways away, but that is the ultimate hope. And lastly, this is probably the most important one. Head coach Kenny Dillingham has talked at length about really getting fully immersed back into the California recruiting pipeline. Sun Devils have had quite a bit of success in doing so over the last couple of years. They secured commitments from players, prospects such as Hayden Vercher, a tight end. They got they got a four-star recruit and one of the best players in the state of California in the class of 2027 in Nico Bland at wide receiver. They are continuing to dive headfirst into the California pipeline, both northern and southern. The struggles of schools such as Stanford, Cal Berkeley, UCLA, San Diego State, all of those schools has really opened up a pathway for Arizona State to get back to the power they were in California during the Todd Graham, the Dennis Erickson, the Herm Edwards era. Remember all the great players from California that the Sun Devils were able to get: Vontez Burfict, Carl Bradford, Jaden Daniels, Brandon Ayuk. And that's the hope with Arizona State. They've already very much succeeded in fully entrenching themselves in the Texas pipeline, which is one of the vital pipelines as well. But California is just as vital, breaking into Southern California, especially since there's not as much competition there as there is in a Texas, where you have the University of Texas, you have Texas A&M, you have Baylor, you have Houston. Um, Getting re-entrenched into California is probably just as important as establishing yourself in Texas long term. And uh, I still have all the faith in the world that Kenny Dillingham knows exactly what he's doing every step of the way through the process. And we'll see what happens. Arizona State is set to travel to Stanford for the home and home in 2031 and return to Tempe in 2032. Uh, Long ways away, but it's still absolutely noteworthy. That's really all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of the Sun Devils Insider Podcast, and I will see you with another episode tomorrow. Thank you so much.